Greetings, 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 greetings. I keep forgetting that I don't have a regular guy anymore. I gotta there we go. We good now? That was weird. We should be good now. I don't know why it kept muting itself when I would unmute it. That's weird. My bad. Mike being a little funny. Anyway, we should be clean now. Yeah, I see it. I see it moving now, but it kept going red every time I unclicked it. That's weird. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, different angle today. I normally use my DSLR camera when I'm shooting. That's why it kind of looks like most of the time like really clean. And I can adjust it the way I want. But I didn't charge it. I always forget to charge the battery packs, but it's not charged. So I did buy this little backup um, webcam that's a little better than my webcam on my desktop. So I'm just using that for today. I don't got time to be waiting for it because DSLR cameras take a long time to charge up or whatever. So especially a mirrorless one like the one I got. So I ain't about to wait for it. We just gonna use this backup camera. It's cool. Ain't that big of a deal. It's pretty solid. Got that light over there. Move that. Um, but I'm gonna be honest to y'all. Be real honest with y'all. I'm getting right to the comment section. We getting right to the comment section, okay? Cause I am on demon time. Like I'm gonna be really real with y'all about demon time right now. We got a lot to talk about, and I feel like this week I can't say more than I've already said. Like I can't say more than I've already said to you guys. Like I started my last stream off last week going a bit crazy, and this week I'm pretty much would do the same thing if I started off the stream the way I started last week. So I think this stream I'm gonna get right to the comment section because we have a lot of comments yesterday, and sometimes I drop Mondays and sometimes early Tuesday. I dropped that video yesterday, and if you guys weren't in the Discord, I said that I was dragging making this video because I didn't want to make it. Like when I don't want to do something, I take a long time to do it. I'm telling you, when I don't want to do it, I take a long time to do it. And I wouldn't. It wasn't. It really wasn't laziness because I will admit sometimes I do get lazy with certain things, but it wasn't laziness. It was the fact that I didn't want to do it. I did not want to make it. Like I did not want to do what I did yesterday. It was not fun because I hate to come off super critical, super analytic with stuff that I love, but I'm also a person who calls out bullshit. And that's like in my real life. I call out bullshit. I call out shit I don't like. That's the type of man that I am. So I will never like let no shit slide that I don't like. And that's just me for what I don't like. There are things that people don't like in general for like I'm not saying it's nitpicky, but you guys pick your own things that you don't like, and I won't expand on those things because they're not stuff that I necessarily agree that are that bad. But this is something I absolutely have a gripe with because Rack is one of my favorite characters as I established. No longer anymore he isn't. But that is why I didn't want to do it. I dropped the video yesterday. I think it has 40 comments already, which my normal video it usually takes a couple days to even get that. What do we have? What do we have? Hold on. What do we have? 41 comments. And I only had time to reply to a few people yesterday because I was replying to people because they was like not irritating me, but it's just like I can start a bit of a debate. But I was just like, you know what? I should just save it for the stream because there's no point in me going back and forth if I'm just going to talk about it on stream. So, is this the Tower of God hate stream? That's hilarious. If you want to take it that way, Lapras, absolutely, absolutely be here for that if that's what you think it is. Anybody who's been with me for a while know that I don't hate Tower of God at all. But again, as I just stated, I call out bullshit that's bad, and not even that if it's mediocre, this is bad. It's not mediocre like a lot of things have been. This is bad, and I call out bad shit, especially for a character that I love more than others. Okay. If you watch my ranking video, you know that Rek was my second favorite character. I took a lot of shit for Rek. I'm telling you, I've taken a lot of shit for Rek. All right, Rek is the most undeveloped supporting character in the entire series. Let me reiterate that for y'all who don't understand. Rek is the most undeveloped supporting character in the entire series. Like I don't think other people understand what relevance, what growth in even if we just go back to when we heard about the native one in the last 7 years, what significant thing did Rek do besides throwing the ancient spear, which just wasn't him? I don't consider him main. Well, I wouldn't. There's a difference. Like Zenu, supporting actor is normally the second. Like I speak from a film background, so you have your main actor, your box office actor, then you have the supporting actor. The supporting actor is usually the second. So when I say supporting, I don't mean it as if he isn't in the main group. Supporting is the main group, behind the main character. So that's what I mean was that he's still a main piece, but that's just how I word it. But anyway, nobody here can tell me any significance that Rek has had on the story in the last at least 7 years. And I'm just talking about the 7 years is just talking about the native one stuff and some training. Even then, it was getting murky. It was getting slow with Rek. It was getting murky and slow. So now, let me read a couple of the comments before I get to the comments in the video. Mind you, I will say, for those who didn't read the title of the video, y'all absolutely did not follow instructions. The title of the video was, if you like the chapter, don't read it. I breezed through some of the comments. A lot of y'all clearly watched the video anyway. And it wasn't for y'all. I'm telling you it wasn't for y'all. But y'all seem to want some smoke or whatever. So we gonna do it. It's alright. They did not follow instructions. Did not follow instructions at all. A bad way to start 2024 with a continuously mid chapters. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, Daniel. You're absolutely right. And anybody that says the first couple chapters that started off the year and the one that ended 2023, you're lying. You're lying. The chapters have been mid and they've dropped. They've dropped. And it's consistent now. It's not just like one or two, because I was trying to be like really like not so judgmentally objective about the first one that dropped. I was like, okay, I can work around this. No, it's just been mid. It's just been unexciting. Again, I've said this before. Every chapter doesn't have to be great, but also Tower Guy is not supposed to be predictable. It's not supposed to be predictable. I've literally predicted parts of the last two chapters. I predicted them. If I could predict the story, why would I read it? It's boring. It's boring at that point. Why? If you can predict the story, it's boring. Now, you make educated guesses and you can break stuff down. That's different. I was already in a bad space when I made these predictions. So if my bad space predictions are coming true, it becomes a whole nother thing. But let me just read the rest of these comments. I had no idea how Seal would make it work if only Enkidu went inside Rack instead Lizard Boy. Sikorsky. Yes. See, something like that would have been gas. That would have been gas. Literally, the ancient blood being ignited by Enkidu would have been so gas. Like, Rack, we know how strong he is right now. If Enkidu ignited it and then, like, whatever Enkidu does to, if he 2 times it or whatever, that would have been fucking gas. That would have been gas. And I wouldn't even be mad at it happening to Rack because Rack has been so insignificant. It would have been lit. It would have been lit. It's still a possibility it could happen, but it would have been lit. I'm just saying. Anyway, is this the Tower Guy? Yeah, I read the Tower Guy. He stream comment already. Even with white power, it would have been mind blowing. But yeah, Randall, I'm not weak into Super Saiyan. Not Super Saiyan. I wouldn't even call. Yeah, I read that. And that's the case. Why didn't do that earlier? Wasn't Bomb threatened by the Lobopia branch head bozos? Bomb has been threatened many times. It's just that if you're gonna use a moment when Bomb's life was threatened, this was not the moment. This was not the moment. This wasn't the moment, bro. This was not the moment, especially when they made it clear we're not going to kill none of the branch heads, including Dumas, had any intention on killing Bomb or the supporting gas. They are capturing everybody. So, like, they're not killing. Bomb's not gonna die. So for you to first of all, because that's what he said in the chapter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he said that they're gonna die. They're gonna die. Is the Black Turtle gonna die because of me? He's not dying, bro. They made it clear they weren't gonna kill anybody. They could have instant killed you at any fucking point. They could have instant killed you at any point, bro. What are we talking about? At any point, you could have been instant killed. I mean, if anything, and I'm gonna be real with this one, if any moment for Rack to pop out the native one, it would have been when Trom was chasing them. Talk about he needs to feel like a predator, or he's not feeling like he's a prey. He's not weak prey. Trom was chasing the shit out of y'all. Trom was chasing y'all. Talk about feeling like prey. Everybody felt like fucking prey at that moment. So what do you mean that's the catalyst? When everybody felt like fucking prey. All your friends were threatened at one point when Tron was in there. Am I lying? Am I lying? Was Trom not chasing the shit out of them and about to kill them? Like, he would have smoked everybody else and took bomb. Like, I would have rather it happen when Trom was chasing them, because at the very least, it would have made sense because you would absolutely feel like prey in that moment, and we probably would have got background on it to solidify it because Trom knows what the fuck a native one is. Are you kidding me? Trom would have probably broke it down and clicked like, oh, he must have this in his blood. He must be from this tribe. We would have got a whole thing behind that because clearly the great warriors know what it is. But you chose two random fucking branch heads. One where Brack should have been caught the first time we tried to catch him. Like, the first time when we just said, oh, I gotta figure out a way to catch him, and then Ranship just catches him anyway. Like, bro, it's shit like that. Like, nobody wants to watch little shit like that. Like, that's not fun to read. But you use the two random branch heads, but not Trom, who's the biggest threat, who's popping out other animals and shit. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's why I understand people's argument. Like, the amount of times that they've been threatened, and the biggest threat they had was Trom, and you don't do it then? But you do it now? Against these two insignificant ass fucking characters? They insignificant if we being honest. They really not nobodies. They not nobodies. They just trying to come up and protect themselves. I guarantee they will have no relevance in the fucking chess match, bro. They will have no relevance. So to pop this transformation in a super irrelevant moment, it's fumbled. It don't hold. And I wasn't even supposed to get into this. I was supposed to get right to the comment section. But oh my god, yo, it's I'm saying it's so many ways this could have been done better. It's so many ways, bro. It's so many ways. Like, this is not it. And the fact that I called it last week, like, yo, if he does this shit now, it would be so ass. I'm standing on what I said. It's fucking ass, bro. I said it was gonna be ass, and it's ass. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. Let's not trip. If you've been to the different comment sections and different forums, a lot of people feel this way. Now the ones who like to ignore, who don't like to critique writers, but like to shun people for having an opinion, y'all say what y'all want to say, bro. Y'all type exist in every series, okay? Because clearly, when there's bullshit, y'all don't want the authors to be called out. That's okay. That's fine. Y'all live in the accept mediocrity world. I don't live in that world. I don't accept mediocrity anywhere. In no place in my life do I accept mediocrity. And mind you, I'm in management in my professional life. I don't accept mediocre shit, bro. I don't accept mediocre anything. If my food is cooked bad in a restaurant or it's cooked in a way I don't like it, I'm sending it back, and either I'm gonna order something else or they can fix it. I don't deal with mediocrity, bro. Like, in no place. So this shit is ass, bro. It's ass. It's ass. So it's rough out here. It's rough out here. Let me get to the comments because that's where we have to really see what like people think. We have to really see what people think. Let me just see what y'all talking about real quick. Bro, if CU tease this whole ancient thing more often time, I would accept it. Yes, that's all I'm trying to say. There has to be build up. It has to feel good. It has to feel good. Oh, I missed this. In this case, why dude didn't do it earlier? Wasn't there threatened by Lobo Pia Branchit, Bozos, like Ron and Hermione and Harry Potter? Rack hasn't had a defining moment in season 3. You could take him out and nothing would change. Facts. Absolute facts. But people ignore that part. People ignore that part, man. They really do ignore that part. Um, Wee Wee did negative damage on Bomb. Nah, like the fight between Wee Wee and Bomb was interesting. I would have loved to see more of that. I would have loved to see more of that. It would have been great. Because it seemed like with the Shinsu reinforcement stuff, we could learn some more. And what he meant by it, because I wasn't, because it was only a quick exchange. It wasn't enough to break down like what he exactly meant, or if he could take his Shinsu reinforcement to another level. That would have been nice to see. Um, I still hate Yama. But his time on power up the fight was done a million times. It was, and people. I was arguing with somebody in my Discord that was saying that Yama's power up was trash. My Yama's power up wasn't fantastic, especially the way the sleeping thing happened. But at least we got the history of it. Whether you agree with the history of it, that's your own opinion. But there was history behind it. There's a history behind his parents. There's a history behind the strength. We learned about it all. When it finally started to build up and happen, it's like, okay, it happened. Mind you, he was high ranker already. So if he was high ranker already, you can only go up so many tiers in high ranker. It wasn't a significant jump like C rank regular to high ranker, bro. That's not, yo. That is so fucking asinine to think about. A power up that brings you from C rank regular to high ranker is so fucking insane to me. I can't compute it. I can't compute it. Because you just think about all the situations they were in, and if Rack like just got in the mood, I'll say that like that. If he just got in the mood, bro, they could have been in. They could be climbing the tower right now if he just got in the mood like that. That's so. Anyway, I'm supposed to read the comments. Really is the top three worst chapters so far. Yes, in season three, definitely in the top. Hey, I finally was able to make another chat. I get this irksome of the Iraq fallout. See you drop the bag narratively for sure, but I'm guessing so. I'm guessing he felt fuck it. I gotta do it sometime since it's been 7 years. Even if he, that's the thing. That's the thing. First, like, even if he felt like that, it's at a point, right? Like, it's really at a point right now where it doesn't matter when he does it because it's been so long. So execute it in the best way you can. Like Sikorsky's idea would have been fantastic, bro. If Enkidu inhabited Rek and popped it out for him, and then Rek could use it after that because he knew what it felt like, that would have been fucking grand, bro. You could make an argument for it that he knows what it feels like to be that. Like that would have been a fantastic way to do it. I would You could really argue that now that the form's been popped out, Rat can use it. I wouldn't hate that. I couldn't hate that. Because it wasn't him that did it. Something forced him to become what he used to be. That would have been fantastic, bro. That's actually a cop out that could have worked. That's a cop out that could have worked. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even matter. It's been 7 years at this point because we've been waiting for Iraq development, but it's the execution. Just like that was not it. And I'm saying even if he felt like a prey, do it when Tron was chasing you, bro. It would have made more sense narratively. But against these two fucking people, it just don't work, bro. It just don't work, bro. Uh. Yama's power up was set up, but method in which it was acquired through a nap was bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can hate the nap thing. I'm okay. You can absolutely hate the nap thing, bro. That's fine. But Yama got an entire background breakdown to the point where we know his parents. We know why his parents died. We know all that, bro. We know all that. Like Rack should have been getting stronger throughout the course of the season, getting more and more in tune with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every little moment matters, man. And he could have gotten significant little moments of him using the power, but we haven't seen him use the rock shit in forever, bro. The earth shit in a while, bro. It's and people excuse it by saying that we don't know if Rack is gonna win. It doesn't matter if he lose or not. Regular should not be pressing high rank or heck, not even. No, he shouldn't, and he shouldn't be all of a sudden doing it. Like, sadly, in top, people get Universe's level of power up from get go, no doubt. But they did lay down some breadcrumbs of this build up over the course of the series. However, bro, you talking about, bro? If they laid down breadcrumbs, we would have died. We would have died. We would have starved to death. We starved to death already. Actually, we already been starving to death for rack development. We've been starving to death for rack development for years now, bro. Like, it's. I'm saying, if you was going to do this, you could have executed this a million times better. But let me get to the comments. Because I wasn't even supposed to be going this long for the start off. I was supposed to lead with the comments. So let me pull these up. If I can. Where's my window? Window's not showing. That's my camera window. Where is my capture window? There we go. There we go. Alright, we got a lot of comments to talk about with this video. I'll be showing y'all my whole dashboard of shit. I don't really be caring. Alright, we're gonna take off the I haven't responded. And we're gonna start from the top. No. Newest first. And start from the bottom. That's what we normally do. This is gonna be fun. All right. You guys are ready to read the shit? Because in this comment section, you're going to read some muck. There's going to be some muck down here, okay? There's going to be some muck. There's going to be some people down here that's coping. And I will say this now. Everybody that watches my videos, I respect you guys. As long as y'all keep it respectful, which you normally do. There have been a few instances where it hasn't been respectful. But I respect all of you guys. I love most of you. I love all of y'all. I love most of you. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, everybody that comment, thank you. I appreciate the engagement. But I will be very critical of whatever you say. I will respond to it if I need to. And please don't take it as hate. Please don't take it as I'm disrespecting you. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just being critical of what you're saying. So I just want to lay that ground rules. I respect all of you guys. You will always have my respect. But I do have to talk about what you've been saying. So don't get triggered. Don't take it that way. All right? No soft boys around here. All right? So let's do it. Because this is one of those conversations that can get very triggering. I already know. So, let me zoom in too for y'all. And I got to pull my camera back on screen. All right. Maybe scroll. Yep, there we go. All right, just making sure we good. All right, so we starting well with my boy, the GOAT. One of the OGs in the community. I appreciate him. Haha, feel you, bro. Rack is our boy, but this chapter was not it. See, you did us dirty. I didn't say it. He said it. Okay. This might have been the lowest ranked chapter I've ever given the chapter. And I won't lie, there's a little bias to it because it's Rack. Because Rack was one of my favorite characters. there's a little bias to it why it's ranked so low. But even if you think about it like narratively, without Rack being my favorite character, it's still done terribly. Story didn't really move. Um, bullshit power up. Like it's still 4 out of 10 for me. So, but yeah, go. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the comment. You always show up. We got Burngertsu. Don't quote me on that. But he says, I will skip this one. I like this chapter. Also, I think we are getting more. Thank you to somebody who actually listened to me. Thank you to someone who actually listened to the video, who actually listened to what I said as the video title. If you like the chapter, skip the video. If you like the chapter, skip the video. Thank you to that man. Excuse me. Nose itch. Thank you. I appreciate people like you who don't purposely trigger themselves. I appreciate the view, but I'd rather you not get triggered if you really enjoy it. Like I would rather you say that. Now we moving on to my boy Scythe. What up, Scythe? Scythe says we were all so sad to hear another game was taking place and that it seemed very promising just for it to fall off a cliff. So far, this Killing Chess Piece game, if I'm ranking the game out of 10, not the chapters, if I'm ranking this game out of 10, 3. This shit has not been interesting. The Gustang shit with Enkidu has made this bearable because it's a POV switch. But this game in itself, we're not getting in depth. We don't know where everybody else is. We don't even know where Trom is. Move on with the game, bro. This game is this is, bro. When I think about y'all remember in December when we were talking about the chess match starting? I could not. I bullshit you not. I bullshit you not, yo. I could have not I could have never imagined that we would be here. Like when we was talking about this in December, I could have never imagined we'd be here, yo. I could have never imagined this. Like, it is sad right now. It is sad. Uh, anyway, and excuse me. Hopefully this shit is over within the next 5 chapters. We know it's not. This is another chapter that's gonna set up for the chess match, which honestly I don't care about that much anymore. But it's definitely not anything in 5 chapters. I remember when Zenu said he hoped this ended in 10 chapters. I remember you said that, Zenu. It's gonna last about an arc size, so it's probably gonna be 30 chapters before we get to the chess match. It's gonna be about. It's probably not gonna be till April until this ends, and then all summer it's gonna be the chess match until then 2025 is gonna be the chess match. The chess match probably won't end until I get married. I'm getting married in 2025 of July. By the way, so for those you know, I got engaged in December. I'm getting married in summer 2025. Um, that's when the fucking chess match will probably end, bro. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. That timing sounds so bad. It sounds so bad. I hope I can hold on until then. I really do. Um, I don't think it's impossible to salvage though, and I have faith in CU 5 out of 10 chapter for me because the art was amazing and the transformation looks amazing. What y'all talking about over here? What triggers me is the most is that CU blue balls us with this kind of bullshit. I'm worried since CU fumbled this pivotal moment for Eck. What else will he drop the ball on? Bro, has not been one of CU's strong suits. Um, Personally, I dislike Jinson for Dumas chapter more, but this is one just battle around. I feel that. Like I said a couple of streams ago, that Kun and Rek are honorary special irregulars, while normal irregular bend the rules to their will. Kun and Rek bend the plot to their will. I hate that for this story, man. I hate plot armor, bro. I do. Chot and Snake struggled on stopping Fire Chicken, but Robodon Plant managed to capture him, and Robodon wasn't even there. Robodon is just miles above Branch heads and high rankers. Jen was done dirty. I'm lagging. Oh, I see the frame drops. Why are there so? I probably should have restarted my. I need to do that going forward. Restarting my internet box usually helps. Sorry if I'm lagging, guys. There's not much I can do to taper that. Um, Especially when I'm using a new camera. So, but anyway. Oh, with the way things are going with the chess match, even come on. Good question. If we get blue ball with the chess match, I don't know what to make of the series, bro. We can't do that. We cannot be doing that. I hope we not doing that. See you. Anyway, the transformation in itself, like what Sipe said, the transformation looks amazing. It's okay. He just turned into Big Rack with rocks. If we be with a couple little lasers in his head, and the it wasn't like he transformed his body. Like, but moving forward. Thank you, Sife. You one of the homies. Um, ooh, so with the oh yeah, I can see it. This is lagging for sure, for whatever reason. Hello. Had to unplug the mouse for a second. There we go. Okay. So here's a comment that I had a little bit of time to respond to yesterday. So this one will be an interesting one, guys. Okay. So Chris, I fuck with you, Chris. You know I do. But this is one of those comments where I feel like they're coping. I feel like you can't be critical of the author. Is one of these comments. Is one of these comments so that they don't want you to be critical of the author. I can't. Let me read more on all these first. I can't fuck with this opinion. I really can't. I fuck with you, Chris, but this ain't it, brother. This ain't about this one. So, all right. So let me read Chris's comment, right? And y'all let me know what this sounds like to y'all before I read what my replies were. Okay. So Chris says, I don't know. I disagree with y'all opinions. I think you guys are being too hard on the story. I don't have my other camera set up, so I can't do my close in face that I normally do. I will just say, what? Hard on the story? We're being hard on the story? It's been 7 years since Rack has had any type of background. any type of real development as a character, we're being hard on the story because this character hasn't gotten any love, any significance in the story. Are you kidding me? We're being too hard on the story. Am I am I crazy, guys? That first sentence is crazy. Am I being too hard on the story? Please please tell me if I'm being too hard on the story because I can't even fathom that. Like I can't fathom that. Uh nah, Chris. No, bro. I'm sorry. That's not gonna fly. Um I think some of y'all need to make your own stories in manga and how critical and anal you guys critique the story. See, that is one of the these are one of the comments that I replied to him already and I said I'll read those. These are one of the comments that cope for the author that I can't get behind. I did the same thing for Oda when I thought his shit was mid for One Piece. I'll do it for this. No. You cannot use the comparison of not writing a story to critique it. That makes no sense. It's the same in every single in the entertainment industry, guys. You don't have to be an actor. You don't have to be an actor to tell an actor that his performance was bad. You don't have to be an actor. You don't have. You don't have to be you don't. Like you don't have to be a cook to taste this food and say it's terrible. You don't have to taste this food and say it's terrible. Authors do not write books for other authors just for them to be the only ones to critique it. The fan base, the communities, they make the critiques about the series. We've literally seen series change their narratives and adjust some things because the communities didn't like them. Like, it's the people that critique the story, not other authors. No, that's not how it works in any form of entertainment. And even in food, even in music. Like, that's not how it works, bro. So that argument is that's the age old argument. It never works and never holds any weight. Because I guarantee in your life there is something that you've done or made a critique about that you don't necessarily do. That's it's just that that's just not the way it works, bro. Everybody can't be a profession in anything and everything to tell that something is bad or there's something that you don't like about it. That it holds no weight. Um Again, Chris, I don't mean no disrespect to you because I don't mean no disrespect to you, but that's just not real life. So to not be happy with the side character's powers and being too weak, then to complain that your ex second favorite character got a power up boost because his personality is fighting strong opponents and not being weak. Oh my god. I'm getting re triggered by this comment all over again, bro. Complain about a power up. I don't know if we C rank regular to high ranker level. Man's just man just turned into 1,000 years worth of experience in a matter of seconds. He just transformed into that. for his personality is fighting strong opponents and not being weak. When is the last time that Rack had a fight against somebody who was strong? Legit stronger than him. That wasn't crutched by a weapon called the ancient spear, that wasn't crutched by bomb at his backside. When was the last time? When is the last time that Rack fought somebody strong? And even for his level, if he fought an A rank or a ranker, when's the last time? Stop it, yo. Stop it. Stop it. You gotta stop this, bruh. Yo, this is unbelievable. To me, it makes sense for Rack to go crazy after being insulted about being dead weight. Rack has been dead weight for 7 years. What the fuck are we talking about? It took a comment from some random Lobopia scrub ass branchhead who don't fucking matter for him to get triggered, bro. And it makes sense to not get Rack's full backstory yet because he's tied to the tower lore. Nobody said we needed the full backstory, bro. But there needs to be build up. There needs to be hints that we're getting to this point. You know when Chopper used to turn into Monster Point? Do you guys remember when Chopper used to just transform into this shit and couldn't fucking control it? Rack literally could have had rage moments where he felt weak. And it would have been cool. It would have been cool. I would have absolutely been cool if we had this type of build up to it. I wouldn't have cared. But no. We just dropped this shit. And let this man not have control of himself. Let this man not have control of himself next week, and he just out here raging and he attacks Bomb and everything. Bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hope he is coherent. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, the family heads and Jihad killed off most of Rack's race, so when we get more information on the family heads and what happened, we will probably get more info on Rack. That's not the gripe. Again, you don't have to get the full backstory for a transformation to happen. We just need build up towards it. You cannot wait 7 years to drop something like this, especially from where it took him. It took him from literally A to Z, bro. He went from A to Z. High ranker is the ideal spot that most rankers and most regulars aspire to be. He went from A to fucking Z. No. Maybe I'll come back in next 5 to 10 chapters and hopefully you don't drop it already. I was more mad on the White versus Bomb fight than this. I feel y'all just being picky and extra. That is just crazy to me, bro. Chris, this comment is just crazy to me, bro. This comment is crazy to me. Am I crazy, guys? Tell me if I'm crazy, because this comment just seems crazy to me. This seems absolute cope for Rack, bro. It's absolutely coping for Seal's mistakes on how he's mishandled Rack. No. So I already said my reply, which, bro, you're making an argument for a background that hasn't been explored in 7 years. Let that sink in first, because we really got to sink that in. You're really trying to explain away 7 years worth of non-development, and it's not just non-development in the native one area. Rack has had no development, bro. No development. None. No, bro. None, bro. But this is okay. A power boost is okay. A massive power boost is okay. And I already told you the age-old argument is that you can't make critiques. I already told you guys, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I said it's called build up. The same way Yama got build up. How many times have Raccoon and Bomb been in actual situations where they could die? And even so, the high rankers made it clear that they weren't going to kill Bomb. So for him to say that the black turtle is going to die because of me when Bomb's life was never threatened. Bomb's life was literally never threatened, bro. It was never threatened, bro. It was never threatened. Like bro, Bomb's life was never threatened. Like, holy fuck, Bomb's life was never threatened. Like, we need to compute this for a second. Why is he saying that Bomb's going to die? Rack, in this last 2 chapters, if you guys didn't notice this, Rack has literally listened to nothing. Like, understand how bad we are in this place right now. Rack has listened to nothing that anybody has said to him. Nothing. No, he's not listening to a word of the conversations that's happening around him, bro. Bro. He has listened to no conversations. If you listen to what they're saying that they're gonna cap. Like what? Kun literally responded to what Wee and Duma said about capturing. They're capturing. Kun said, "Oh, they're trying to capture us. Let me get you out of here." Kun responded to directly what they're saying. Rack has ignored every word that's been said to him, bro. He's just ignoring it for the convenience of the plot. That is actual trash, bro. That is. Hold on. Let me turn my light on real quick to make it a little brighter in here because I'm a little dark, and I'll lower it a little bit. I didn't realize how dark I was. Sorry, guys. I know I like to have a dark room, but that's a little bit more clean, bro. He ignored everything every conversation being had around him. Like, Kun said that they would want to capture him. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Rack, he's just a muscle bound clown. Like, that's what he's turned into, bro. Like, come on, man. So now you ignore everything that's being said around you. When they're literally talking to you before the fight, literally talking to him in his face before the fight saying, "Oh, we're going to capture you." And you go from capture to, "Oh, he's going to die. So let me get beefy because he's going to die." Like I said, bro, if there was any moment for you to feel like Bomb was going to die, it's when Tron was chasing y'all. When Tron was literally chasing y'all, out sending every fucking animal after you. Let me read a little couple comments real quick so I can reset. I'm Team Tron, fuck the bozos. If I had those burns in my family, I would also sacrifice them if it were getting hands up. If it for a chance of getting hands on the irregular. There is nothing wrong with Bomb versus White fight. It's an absolute masterpiece. There's build up to that fight. I'm like you, Passion. I don't have any problems with the White fight, the Bomb versus White fight. People complain about the Souls thing. How it was a clever way to me. It was clever to buff Rack and Kun that way. It was clever to me because they needed it. Because the ancient spear was such also a dramatic thing. Like, they needed some significance, bro. So I didn't care about it. Not as much as other people, but I understand if people didn't like it. I had 2 people say to me, "You remember he got that power up from White, right?" As if that accidental 1/3 of a power up is enough to explain this. No, it's not. It's not. Like, I don't. I've seen a couple of people say that, Combat, and it's. What are we talking about? No. Anyway, Bomb versus White was lit. What's up, Cam? It definitely was lit. Lil Bro does mental gymnastics, coping for Rack harder than me when I argue for Karaka and Yuri. I didn't know Rack had so many fans. I thought I was the only one, to be honest. And even right now, I don't look like a Rack fan. So, motherfucker, that's why motherfuckers is at me right now. Rack is probably just wants to fight and doesn't care for the lore. He's a trash character for sure. Cameron, it was underwhelming. Underwhelming is that's being nice. Underwhelming is being nice. Um, Bro, they would never kill Bomb. Even if he doesn't fight back, they would get killed by two family. Yes, they would like. Yeah, bro, it's just common sense to me. Bomb was never in damage. You probably meant danger. Bomb was never in danger. Maybe the branch heads were going to rough up Bomb a little bit, but never kill him. They needed Bomb. I have nothing against the transformation stuff, but the reason for it was bullshit. It was. It absolutely was. And anybody say that it's not, you coping, bro. You're absolutely coping. I'm sorry. I'm still mad trying to let them get away. That's fair, Cam. That's fair. I see. It's stuff like that I don't have a problem with because it like narratively it don't make sense. Like, yeah, Tron should have been able to snatch them immediately, but Rack has officially been made trash. Rack is no longer in my bias tier. You know, guys, when I made my top 10 character list, my ranking the characters list, Rack was in the bias tier. Rack is no longer in the bias tier, bro. He's no longer he is still at my top 10 favorite characters, but he is at mid B tier level now. No, I gotta be honest. I gotta let this settle for a little bit. Let me let it settle for a little bit. Let me let another chapter happen before I give Rack my true feeling, because I was one of the people who ignored all Rack's shortcomings, but this mishandling it puts him in the forefront of everybody's eyes, and people think that this is good. This is bad for his character, and I I don't know if I want Rack in my top 10 anymore. I'm being real. I don't know. I gotta let this settle for a little bit though. Let me not jump to the gun too crazy to knock him out my top 10. But I'm just thinking about all the characters that's out right now and how many people I like more than him. It's rough. It's rough. But let me continue with his comment because this is unexplored territory. So after I made this comment here, it's called build up. I don't know anything after this, guys. So this is new territory for me. So, the GOAT actually responded and said, bro, even though Bomb is an irregular, we don't see him magically powering up, becoming family hit level just because he's an irregular. There's build up to this shit, man. While Rack has mad potential that we all knew about, the execution was not it. We need more build up to justify him now being stronger than a high ranker. I'm saying, bro, you can. The only way to salvage this shit is to make Rack go crazy and no control of his transformation. It depends on how it's passion. It really depends on how it's handled. I thought having Rack in your top 10 was outrageous to begin with, bro. To be real with you, I was living on past glories. I season 1, season 2 Rack. I was living off. I was like in season 2, the beginning of season 2 Rack. I was living off past glories. I'm gonna be real with you. Gimmicks is only good, can only take you so far. And I've been hoping for Rack development for a long time. It's just one of those things like it's one of those things you don't want to do. It's one of those like you don't want this character to be bad. Like you don't. And now that he's at the forefront, I am now forced to take him out. I'm forced to take him down now because he's in the forefront. And again, I gotta call it bullshit when I see it. It's bullshit. But yeah, I agree with the GOAT here, obviously. Now let's see what Chris says, because I didn't see Chris's reply. You're not even arguing that Rack's backstory is tied to the tower and the family hit story. Why would I argue? Why would I argue about something that, first of all, we have absolutely no knowledge on? We know nothing about it. Do you know how much shit we have to get through in the tower? We have other families to explore. We gotta climb the towers higher. We gotta explore Walkie Song. We gotta explore the revolutionaries. You know how much shit we have to get through? Why would I be concerned about Rack's tie-ins with the family head when Rack hasn't had any hints, any nothing? Nothing. It's not a concern because Rack hasn't been relevant. It's a difference if you're so relevant in the story that you need to have this, and this told about you or mentioned about you. Bro has not been relevant. So it's hard for me to make an argument about some shit that isn't necessarily at the forefront of where we're at right now. I can't argue for shit that don't exist. I can't argue for shit that don't exist. That don't make sense. That's literally code, bro. Like that's code. That is literal code. I can't. Why would you argue for something like that? CU is probably not. Okay, so this is an assumption. CU is probably not giving Rex full backstory because he's tied to the family heads and Jihad and them committing genocide on Rex race on the ancient one that split up. Bro, if that's the case, Trom and Gustang have seen Rack and have not fucking acted on it. They have seen this man. And you know what's crazy? You guys want to know something that's super crazy about this? I remember trickles of comments made by people over the years where Gustang was in the same room with Rack, when Trom was in the same place as Rack, and how they didn't react to seeing him how Edwin did. They didn't react. They didn't react. And some people said that was weird. Because they should have knowledge of somebody like him, right? Or the species that he comes from, right? Oh, and then here comes the cope. The memories must have been wiped. Get the for what? Why? Why would you wipe memories of the native ancient one if they're dangerous people? If they're a dangerous species that existed, why would you wipe the memories of it from everybody? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, and that's just me extending the argument. If you want to make that argument, no, bro. They don't like it. It's not important. It can't be that important if they didn't look at this man and say, "Oh shit, he's a descendant of the plant god. He's a descendant of the machine god." They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. It's not important. Literally, top tiers. The top of the tower has been next to this man and have not reacted. Like, holy shit. Even the branch heads who are with this man right now, Ranshit don't know what the fuck she looking at. She don't know what the fuck she looking at. What the fuck is wrong with him? What kind of drugs he on? What the fuck is wrong with him? Why he start acting like that? That's how she acted. She don't know. They don't care. Chris. CU is not there yet to give us the full history and backstory, bro. CU is not there with a lot of shit in history and backstory. But that, so all I'm saying is just to wait until we get more history, bro. You're saying his background hasn't been touched in 70 years. His background is the towers and the family heads, along with Jihad. Rack's race or ancient one he comes from, where there will. Yo, the cope for Rack is nuts, bro. I wouldn't listen, guys. This is why I can tell you guys objectively, Rack was in my top 10 characters, but I would never cope for him like this. Imagine me trying to make this argument to y'all. I'm not a. I'm sorry. And Chris, again, respectfully, I'm not a bullshit artist, bro. I don't that none of this shit. Everything you're talking about is based on hope. It's based on hope and wishing. That does not fly in that, yo, bro. That does not fly in art, in manga, in any type of writing. That does not fly, bro. Especially for a weekly series, you cannot wish or hope for certain shit, bro, because you're gonna be disappointed. As I've been with Rack for the past 7 years. I'm not saying y'all can't critique. I'm just saying it seems like y'all hating and being too harsh on the story and not letting it pan out. 7 years is not waiting?
Stop the cap.
Letting the story pan out, and it's been 7 years. This man, Chris, want me to be 50 when this shit is done, bro. He want me to be fucking 50. I'm fucking 30 right now. I was 23 when we last talked about Native One shit, bro. Yo, you guys would absolutely have no idea the kind of person I was when I was 23. I can't even fathom the kind of guy I was back then. I was not who I am today at all. So the fact that I can jump back that far, and this man is telling me I'm not letting the story pan out when it's been 7 years since I've been waiting for Rack to have some shit. I'm breaking. I'm absolutely imploding right now. I am absolutely fucking imploding right now. Like, this is insane. This cope is nuts, bro. I don't even know if it's cope anymore. This is just delusion. Pure and utter delusion. And that is a point I can never get to when it comes to any type of entertainment. I can't be that delusional, bro. Crisp, I don't know if you started reading Tower of God last year, the year before, maybe in the last 3 or 4 years. So maybe everything seems sooner to you. If you started reading Tower of God in 2016, 2015, and watched nothing happen to Rack since then, I haven't let the story pan out. That is so that is the most asinine thing about this entire comment. Saying that we have not let the story play out. That is asinine. It would be different and CU gave us a timeline on when this shit's gonna end. And the series has been out. Oh, I'm lagging. I see it now. There it is. Okay. It would be different. Oh yeah, there's definitely some lag. Stop lagging. Anyway, it would be different if we had a timeline like, hey, Tower of God's going to end in 2028. Okay, then I can expect to see certain things at certain times. Bro, I don't... The amount of shit that we have to explore, if you're going to tell me I have to wait till 2027 or 2026 to get Rack's backstory, I will drop the series, bro. I will drop the fucking series, bro. You can't have a character that's been side by side with us since forever and not give us anything for years. I will drop the series. Let's see you come out with a blog post that say, "Yeah, I'll flesh out Rack's character in 2026." I'm depending on what's happening at the time, I might drop the series. Why would I? Why would I wait? We're not going to explore other family heads until 2028. How long was it till we got Sanji's full backstory? Here's the thing. It doesn't. But guys, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. You have to add into it. We don't have to have the full backstory. You only need breadcrumbs. You only need breadcrumbs. Sanji's backstory was coupled with his relationship with Zeph. So the relationship with Zeph is enough to sustain you until you actually really learn about him. And then when you learn about him, you understand why things were the way they were. Because his family hated him, he hated them. You learn about it. It makes sense, but you had a little bit of background of why he grew up where you get enough to sustain you. What does it say? We haven't even gotten AA's background. That's fair. But we've already know that there's going to be a Coon arc coming. And Coon has been relevant to the story. Coon has come up with plots that's kept him busy. So Coon hasn't had a power up to thrust him in the light. So you can dance around going around. You can dance around people's backgrounds. You can. There's a way to do it to the point where you can stay relevant as long as you play a role in the story. There's absolutely ways to dance around it. Even though people may complain about it, you may have some people complain, "Oh, when are we going to get Sanji's actual childhood?" Like obviously Sanji wasn't born from this, but if long as you keep these people relevant in the story doing shit that matters, meaning that if they weren't there this wouldn't have happened, then we're good. But when you do shit like this to Rack, again, you can point out the Rack's character in the last 7 years, and you could snatch him out of so many situations that he had no, no factors in. Rack hasn't been a significant player in almost anything, guys. Like that's what there's ways to dance around it for it to be sustainable. Again, Coon, nobody's complaining about Coon's background. You know why nobody's complaining about Coon's background that much? Because Coon has been relevant in the story, and he comes up with plots. He does shit that makes sense to drive the narrative, to drive everything. Rack has not had any of that. And that comes from a difference of character because obviously Coon uses his brain. But even, that's what I'm saying. If Rack had rage moments where he lost control of his native powers to drive a certain part of the story where they were stuck, you can use that as a device. Chopper has done it in One Piece. Chopper has done that. But when you don't give us anything significant where he just seems like somebody who's just along for the ride and comic relief when he's supposed to be the main character, again, there are many scenarios you can snatch him out of and you don't even remember Rack was there. You don't even remember Rack was there in a lot of places. Like, that's what I mean. So when you finally get a chance to give him something significant that people have waited on years on, not any background about the native one, his power up, you fumble it. You fumble it. It wasn't executed well. I'm not saying Rhett couldn't have the transformation. Let me reiterate that. If you want to make judgments about the transformation and the power of it, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not criticizing. Like, don't get me wrong. The regular to high ranker jump is insane, but if this was executed better, I would care about it less. That's just me. I would care about it less if it was executed better. It was executed like shit, and then for somebody to call out that, oh, he's high ranker level, to add to it just puts a bad taste in your mouth when you're digesting all of it. It just it no. No. So let me see what y'all saying in here. Um Wish we knew more about the trio, but we don't. Let me scroll up a little bit. Y'all telling me to calm down. I'm losing my shit, bro. My blood pressure is a little bit up right now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Um, I don't think we even got enough to sustain us about AA either. That's fair, combat. Some people would argue with you on both sides of that. Um, but that's fine. Honestly, if we got so here's the thing, right? And this is what we talk about when we talk about breadcrumbs. Kuhn asked Lalio about Maria. You know what that's a hint for, guys? That's a hint that the possibility of Kuhn running into Maria after this arc is a possibility. That's a breadcrumb. That is something you attach yourself to. Like, oh, he still thinks about her. He wants to know how she's doing. It just happened. Like, while it wasn't a super significant moment, it did happen a couple chapters ago. But Rack hasn't got anything. Nothing. Nothing, yo. Nothing. Nothing like that. Nothing that makes your brain wonder, oh, these are the facts. Yama got his build up because it's being partially his arc, and the whole time because of Uracha and the Beastkins. When we go into the history and backstory of the tower, what happened when they climb, I'm sure Rack's time will come. Oh, I missed this last part of his comment. I'm just saying Rack is tied to history and lore, and just to give it time, see you to go into the backstory and history, that he's been scratching the surface like One Piece continues to. Again, again, again. I will say this again. You can dance around narratives. You can make characters relevant in certain arcs that their strengths can be played to. And this is what I mean when I made my criticism last week of how the story is supposed to be structured. You're supposed to structure your story around these things, guys. You're supposed to structure your story. If you have a plan to not introduce Rack's ancient or native one until later on in the story, you're supposed to structure your story to keep that character relevant, especially if they're in the supporting cast, until we get to that point, bro. You're supposed to make them do things that are important, not small one-offs that you forget. They're supposed, especially if they're in the supporting cast. That's what I mean when I say that. There's ways to do it. I mean, even now, people feel like it's been too long since we got more backstory on Kun and like Kun and definitely Rack, but like Sikorsky just said, or Combat just said. Combat just said, I feel like it's been too long. We should get Kun background. That's fair. That's fair. But what I'm saying is, I don't care about it that much because Kun has been relevant. Or like Crisp, I love you, brother, but you have triggered me beyond belief, brother. Holy. Mm. And that's just the first critical comment so far. Holy. All right, Zeno, what did you say? Let me see what you said. We know that the family has a rare of ancient power. It's not unbelievable that Rack has an insane potential, but in the 7 years since the Hidden Flora, what has Rack done to justify this power up? What build up throughout season 3 has logically led to this moment? There isn't any. We don't need Rack's full backstory for it to make sense. We don't need the full backstory. I never said that. We should have been getting more in tune with the native one side, especially after the white power up. If the groundwork was laid out properly, this moment could have worked. Instead, what we got was a payoff with no setup. So there can be no satisfaction. It actually comes out of nowhere. This is the Rack moment everyone wanted, and we all should be ecstatic that finally happened, but the vast majority of people aren't on board. This isn't hating or being picky, there's a clear failure of storytelling here. Absolutely well put, Zenu. Well put. I have nothing else to add to that. That is amazingly put. Loki says, right and very power up don't need a backstory. Although they should sprinkle hints about it, what's going to make it more entertaining in the reader. But I think what you're missing is the power-ups with no training or established backstory makes readers become disinterested for the simple fact that now, instead of even being afraid or having any fear of your favorite characters dying, you know he's just going to get an ass pull and save their lives with more bullshit power-ups. We've been saying this even before the power-up, that Kun and Rack have felt like they've had plot armor protecting them in certain situations. I've heard people been saying that over the last couple of years. Especially as they run into high rankers and their regulars. People have been dancing around this topic for years now. To the point where people don't respect high rankers anymore. As a thing, in general, the community census for high rankers is not respected anymore. Also, it makes the people you established as strong earlier look incredibly weak. I literally just said that before even reading the comment. I didn't even have to read the comment. I literally was just saying this. Holy shit, we on the same path. It makes them look incredibly weak. Thank you. People can't fathom why Wee Wee didn't try to capture Rack the moment he ran away. When Wee Wee has Shinsu reinforcement, this electricity power, the chili bear, why didn't he just grab Rack immediately instead of trying to figure out how to capture him the right way? Fucking clearly, and let me put this. Fucking clearly, he needed to think about using his chili bear, even though it has a freezing effect. It took him, I guess, 10 minutes to think about using the chili bear to catch Rack, even though he didn't need that because Rack's a fucking regular. Until he proves that that's not the case, I'm always going to assume that the closest to Bomb are going to get some bullshit power-ups that's going to save them, which starts to make the story predictable. The very fact that he predicted exactly what was going to happen shows you that CU is getting predictable. And I say this for the last 2 weeks, I've said this, guys. I hate being right sometimes. I don't want to be predictable about the story. If you look at my reviews and my history, the reviews I'm most excited for are the ones that I can predict what happened. The ones I didn't predict what's happened. The ones that I was close to, yeah, I like those too. The ones I did not know where we were going with the story, I loved it. One of the things I love about Tower God is the unpredictability and the fact that anyone can get it at any time. When you take that away and start the plot armor to protect all the main character, it takes away from the overall story. W comment from Loki, bro. Loki, I love you. Chris says, I get what you're saying. I just think the Todd community could be a little less harsh with the story writer because we we were close to not having a continuation of due to his health issues. Okay. So there's this thing called guilt that people like to drag into conversations about art that that holds no weight for somebody like me. It holds no weight for somebody like me. Okay? I watch football, right? There have been teams that have lost, like the 49ers last year when Brock Purdy got hurt. And if you guys don't watch football, that's okay. The 49ers was supposed to make the Super Bowl last year. Brock Purdy got hurt against his game against the Eagles, and they didn't do anything. I'm not a Niners fan, by the way. But nobody felt bad for the 49ers, and I didn't feel bad for the 49ers because health issues are a part of the game. I'm saying that to say, just because he got sick does not mean I can't be critical of his work. That's a crutch that you're using to cope for bad decisions made in writing. That's not that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly, bro. Once you started working again and writing your story again, you are to be judged. Okay? If you were out of work and then you came back to work, you're supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to be able to do your job if you go back to work. If you go back out of work, why did you come back in the first place? Like if you feel like you can't do the job, why'd you come back if you weren't ready? Oh, was it because of the money? You still need to do a good job. You still have to do your job. Like I'm sorry, but that's how the world works. Like nobody owes you anything. And I know that sounds super harsh, but that's the reality of how the world works. Nobody owes you understanding. And I will say, in my instance, I will definitely say, I don't pay for Tower of God. So that part of me does feel guilty because I don't pay for it. However, when I started reading Tower of God, I couldn't afford it. But it was always my intention. Just like I buy One Piece stuff. I have One Piece shirts. I have that back there. It's a One Piece item. I I don't think I used to have a volume. I don't know where it is anymore. I bought a volume from Barnes and Noble a couple of years back. I'm pretty sure it might be in my storage bin in the closet. But I supported One Piece here and there when I could afford it. Even though I'm not somebody at that point when like those points in my life I didn't make that much money. But I'm at a point in my life where I make decent amount of money. I will when season 2 of Tower of God drops, expect merch to drop because merch will drop. Merch usually drops for series like this. So when Tower of God season 2 comes out, I absolutely intend on buying whatever drops. So hopefully, I'm hoping they drop posters. I'm hoping they may even drop a plushie that I'll buy for my fiance. I'm hoping that they do a whole good marketing campaign for this, that I can support it in the way I want to. Because the problem is now, so I think it was volume 3. Don't quote me on that site. I'll have to go dig it out. I'll probably go try to dig it out if I can remember to go in my closet. I'm pretty sure it's volume 3. But I'm saying that all that to say, if so for instance, if Webtoon was up to date with Tower Guy and was translating it on Sundays, I would pay for it. I would pay for it through Webtoon because I can afford to do that now. I'm in a place in my life where I can afford to do stuff like that. But obviously, I'm not doing it because I love the series and I want to read what's happening now. I can't fucking help myself, bro. Like I can't help myself. So, but I'm just saying that to say you can't use the health issue as a crutch for bad decisions made in writing. You can't. So anyway, not saying this is excuses. A story or manga from this excuses a story or manga from criticism, but I just think that we could be a little more patient with it and let it. Yo, this patient thing that you keep throwing out, crisp, is really triggering, bro. It's honestly triggering as fuck, bro. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. The worst mistakes Siu made was making his characters that we love. Now he is stuck with characters in Rack he doesn't know what to do with. That's what it looks like. That's the unfortunate part of this Iron Man because it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing with these characters, especially somebody like Rack who hasn't had relevance. Webtoon translations are bad, and I pay for it. See, that's my whole thing. I'm a man, and I talked about this a little earlier. I don't pay for mediocre shit. I would never pay for mediocre shit. I won't pay for shit that I don't like. So if you're saying the webtoon translations are bad, and you feel like you're getting robbed, I'm not. I would not pay for that shit, bro. I would not pay for that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if it's bad and I don't like it, I'm not gonna pay for it. But just to continue with this comment, saying that we haven't been patient with Rack is insane. Crisp, that's insane, bro. 7 years ago, what was y'all doing with y'all life? Were some of y'all in high school? Were some of y'all living in a different state? After bashing Rack and the side characters last week for being too weak and not getting their power ups to keep up with everyone else, to get the power up in one of the characters we knew had dormant ancient power but didn't see him unlock it and yet send him to the top 10 when he was your second favorite character, I just don't know. Crisp, I don't know if you skipped my review last week. I literally, and guys, tell me, tell me if I didn't say it. Did I not say in my review last week? Give me a second, because I literally have to. I literally have to bring it up. I literally have to bring it up. And obviously, I could say what I said, but I want to play it on the stream, and it might cause the stream to lag a little bit. So I apologize for that, guys. My bad.
Was and it makes him temporary high ranker level. That's garbage, bro. Or he pops out some of his ancient one power all of a sudden, where Bomb's able to buff Rakwas and it makes him temporary high ranker level. That's garbage, bro. Or he pops out some of his ancient one power all of a sudden. That's also garbage, bro. That's just convenient stuff. That's just convenient stuff. That's convenient writing. We have not seen any ancient one content in years. Okay, we haven't seen Bomb have the ability to give
I'm gonna play it
shit
again.
turned into a temporary buff where Bomb's able to buff Rakwas and it makes him temporary high ranker level. That's garbage, bro. Or he pops out some of his ancient one power all of a sudden. That's also garbage, bro. That's just
That's me, right? I think that's me. I think I said that. I think I said, and I don't know if you missed this, Chris. Again, I gotta reiterate this, Chris. I'm not trying to disrespect you, my man. I'm not. But you saw that, right? So your comment was after bashing Rag and side characters likely for being too weak and not getting their power ups to keep up with everyone else, and then to get the power up is one of the characters we knew had dormant power but didn't see him unlock it yet. And what do you mean you just don't know? I said if this happened, I said if this happened, it would be garbage. It would be. I said if this happened, it would be garbage. I said if this happened, it would be garbage. It happened. I think it's garbage. It. I don't have to say anything after that. This is why people are in the comment section saying, "Damn, you called it." Like not even just you, Zenu. Like there are people in the comments in this comment section that said you called it. That it's become predictable. Like so no, I'm not I complain. Yes, I'm complaining about the power up because I said if it happened, it would be trash, and it is trash, and that's why I'm not trying to influence anybody's thoughts. I hope I'm not influencing everybody's comments, but I hope everybody feels how I feel about it. That it's garbage. It wasn't done well. I don't think everybody's just going with the hive mind mindset and just agreeing with me. I think everybody here has been pretty much critical thinkers since I started doing reviews of Tower God. Everybody has had their own opinions and they've been very solid. I've been wrong about things. I've had my mind changed about things. But I think if people are calling something bad or calling it an ass pull or well, it's done wrong, I think there's something wrong there. But yeah, I think it's not that much of an ass pull. Or reach because we know Rack's ancient lineage. And let me get off. I gotta get off Chris' comment. Let me just finish up. I won't say anything else. I'm just gonna read it. Okay. While I get the hit that his history and lore wasn't explored in a while, I just thought it doesn't warrant calling his power up an asshole. That's an opinion. Especially when we know that Rack is probably a baby in his race and didn't even. That's what I'm saying. You're making assumptions about shit you don't know about. You're making assumptions about shit you don't know about. That's the problem when you cope for characters. That's my problem with people with critiques. You are coping for shit that you don't actually know about. You're making suggestions and hopes about what could possibly be. You don't have any basis on that. That's the problem. If we had hints, crumbs, basis to solidify what you're saying, it would make sense. But we don't have any of that. All right. To me, it makes sense that with this emotional triggering after being called weak to unlock the bullshit power up. I'm not trying to lose my shit, guys. I'm trying to control myself. Rack has a strong personality when it comes to being strong and fighting strong opponents. Yama, like another commentator said in a different story, his story ties into trauma raising Yama's parent Yaracha. This was just Rack finally unlocking his ancient powers, and we will get his story soon or later. The assumptions are fucking driving me mad. The us now in the next 6 months, if we get nothing on the native one, then what? Because soon means 6 months to me. This was just Rack finally unlocked his ancient power. We'll get the story soon or later. We'll see you. Tower history. We can't get Rack's backstory or lore without finding out what happened with Gustang trauma and with why the warriors committed the sin. Only 600 chapters in is crazy. only 600 chapters in is crazy, bro. Yo, only 600 chapters in is crazy to say. And his comment to you was, to me, there are certain times where a story is going to get predictable. I mean, predicting one chapter to the next chapter isn't some crazy thing. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. When me and my friend got to Egghead in One Piece, I predicted the chapter before that Kuma was gonna pull up and possibly save Luffy. Bro, everybody predicted that. Every listen, Crisp. Listen, Crisp. Crisp. I I'm not even I'm trying to not really I'm really trying to not be critical of Crisp here. But he's saying some stuff that just yes, yeah, J. Cool, you missed out, brother. I'm still streaming. I'm still going. Crisp, and this is the last time. The last time I read your comment, I'm not gonna say anything else to you. Do you know how many people, how many videos, how many comment sections, how many discords of One Piece that I've read that predicted that Kuma would show up? Do you know how many people predicted that Kuma would show up to Egghead? Chris. There were so many context clues. So many context clues that Kuma would show up. So many context clues that anybody and a lot of people made that prediction. How many people last week wasn't that Kuma thing like really obvious for a good few? I really didn't even have to say it. Thank you. I do. That's where I was getting at. I do things. I was being slow with it. Bro is making it seem like that prediction was out of this world. Me saying that Rat was transforming into his native one when literally nobody, and I mean nobody, I mean nobody that I've seen mention that. I've never seen anybody mention that was going to happen. And I only mentioned it as a last resort. Understand, I was backpedaling to my last resorts on what Seal could do. It wasn't even a super serious prediction. I was scraping the back of my brain to think about ways for this to play out. And that happened to be it. I didn't want it to be that. So, and I'm not tooting my own horn about like having the prediction right. I'm not happy about this prediction being right. I said that I didn't want this to happen. But to compare that to the Kuma thing, bro, I'm sorry to burst your bubble if you thought you were the only one that predicted that. No. No. No, everybody could have predicted that, bro. It was yeah, yeah. Anyway, Crisp, I love you, brother. We have a difference of opinion. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the stuff you said was a lot of hope and a lot of cope. A lot of it could happen. This could happen. This might be this. This might be that. That doesn't belong when you're making criticisms about writing. What could, should, and would does not belong in criticisms when you talk about writing and you talk about anything in entertainment, bro. That mindset doesn't belong because you are making excuses for it. You absolutely are. No matter how many times you try to say that you're not and you dance around it, you're absolutely making excuses for it. So I'm gonna leave Chris alone now. I gotta get out of this comment. I can't even like this comment because I absolutely do not agree with it. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Anyway, we got Dr. Passion up here, my boy. Dr. Passion said, it's just like you said and predicted, Mark. This rack transformation is utter and complete bullshit. The reason given for the transformation is utter bullshit. The power up for the irregular to branch head level is just ridiculous. I was laughing the entire time. How does he one just go from normal to top of the world just like that? No build up, and I said no build up, just bad timing. I mean, against two random ass level peer branches, come on. Like no, like guys, there's nothing more that I can say that Dr. Passion and I didn't say in this comment. But for it to happen against Wee Wee and Ranshut, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So thank you, Passion, my boy. Loki. Loki already said, bro, you called this last video. They getting mad predictable. I replied last night when I was at work and said, I hate being right sometimes, man. See, you got to get it together. And I do. I'm not happy about this. Again, for those who say I'm shitting on the series, fine. I'm not happy to do it. That's why the video released yesterday. I didn't want to make the video. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be critical about a series and seem like I'm hating on it. Obviously, I'm going to seem like I'm hating on it, but I don't want to do it. I got to be real about shit I don't like. That's the whole thing in art. You have to be critical of it. I'm not the guy who's going to blindly love shit just because I like it. Like, just because I enjoy it all the time. Excuse me. Just because I enjoy it for the most part doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it all the time. Nothing is always going to be 100% quality. Nothing. Nothing in entertainment is always 100% quality. There's going to be shit you just don't like. Even when you watch a movie, oh, I didn't like how that character acted in that moment, or I don't like how they did this scene, or I don't like those explosions, or there's going to be something critical in a lot of things. It's rare that you find something in something that you're reading or writing that you don't critique or think anything of. It's rare. And of course, you could absolutely choose to be unobjective about everything. That's fine. But if you're choosing that route, you cannot criticize those who choose to be critical of things. Because if you're not going to criticize it, why criticize me for criticizing it? Like, isn't that kind of backwards? I again, if in life, if you don't get critiqued on how to be better at anything, you're not going to get better at anything. And I'm not saying I'm here to see you be better or get better. You never will probably ever see a video or my face ever. But what I'm saying is, for those of us who are reading it, and the whole reason I do reviews, that's the whole point of a review, is to give my thoughts on it. And I will always be honest with you guys how I feel about shit. Otherwise, listen to what I said when I created the video. If you like the chapter, don't watch the video. But you watch the video anyway. That is not my problem after that. Lino J says, I said the last video that let Rack cook and Rack is cooking. I can't tell if Leno is serious or trolling. I'm gonna give you a W for the engagement. Also, yeah, guys, for the review, I forgot. I I actually created a part of the video that didn't get put in there. I meant to cut that clip that I just showed y'all with me saying if this happened, I would hate it. I cut that into the video, but the for it got cut out for whatever reason. The clip was inactive, and it just it didn't get put in. So and this is first mate. First mate says, "I feel you, but the sum is definitely greater than the whole. This chapter, he's an ancient finally. Hey man, I don't have problems with comments like this. Again, I don't have problems with people who enjoy it. Just don't try to force me to believe what you believe, bro. You can enjoy the chapter if you want. I'm not gonna enjoy it, and that's why I told you don't read it. Don't watch the video. Night Drux. I haven't read this one at all. Night Drux says, I like that many people start to rant out their frustration with how current things are going. CU has been long gone. Ooh. Sheesh. The old CU, now the old CU. Now it's depressed CU. And I know people like to say SIU. I just say CU. If you guys haven't noticed, I like to pronounce um shit like fug and everything. That's just how I've always spoken. So I just like to say CU. Um, I've noticed I noticed this a long time ago, and have been voicing out ever since. But some fans don't like my rant and says CU's working hard. I'm just complaining. Well, it's because I care as a fan. That's literally what Syfe just said. That's literally what Syfe just said in the comment section. We love the series, so we're critical of it. We like the series. I don't think people would be sitting on the internet shitting on, and I'm not even calling it shitting, but I don't think people would be sitting on the internet shitting or criticizing content that they don't like just for the fuck of it. That'd be a complete waste of time. Anyway, Terrence, I haven't seen Terrence in a while. Terrence, how you doing, bud? I hope you're well. Terrence says maybe the white upgrade was a catalyst. So this is interesting. I haven't read this comment, but I'm just looking at the conversation. So there is too much we don't know about to make any consultations. Vocabulary. um, no, and this is what I meant though when I was reading Chris' comment. You're making too many assumptions about shit we don't know about. There's too much we don't know about to make. Excuse me. There's too much we don't know to make any consultations. We don't know the nature of Rack, the extent of the ancient power. What was the trigger? What is the curse on Rack if he's part of a cursed people in the first place? All that should be answered in the future, hopefully soon. But this is something bound to happen because it was foreshadowed since the Hidden Floor. The fact that it's happening sooner than later makes me happy. I understand at the beginning of the Rack character development, and I'm all in. I hope you're right about that, Rodrigo. And that actually is a very, I like how you put that. I'm just saying 7 years of what I'll call mannequinism, because he's been a fucking mannequin. Um, it's tough. It's very tough to deal with. And believe me, if I didn't love the series, I wouldn't deal with it. If I didn't love Rack, I wouldn't deal with it. But obviously, I love the series. If I can deal with some shit where my one of my characters that I love didn't get development for 7 years, I mean that's literally spells that I love the series. But anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna judge too quickly. But see, you guys saying this quickly judge shit is beyond me. These are the comments I can't take. These are the comments I can't take. You guys talking about quickly. How many of y'all just said where y'all? Let me go back up to y'all comments because I missed some of y'all comments what y'all were saying what y'all were doing 7 years ago. Okay, apparently I'm brain dead. I was 15, so I had started high school. Then it was 15. Was about to graduate elementary school 7 years. Holy! I was 12 7 years ago. Bruh. Don't that sound crazy to y'all? The last time we got any significant relevance to rack, some of y'all was still teenagers. That's nuts to me. That's nuts to me. So to say that I won't judge too quickly, y'all must be aging like Tower of God people. I'm gonna say Crisp and Terrence and maybe Rodrigo. Y'all aging like Tower of God people. Y'all don't age. Y'all got all the time in the world, bro. Y'all got all the time in the world. Holy. All right. I do think sometimes. I know you're in the chat right now, and thanks for joining. But instantly thought of you when I read this chapter. I wish I could have been. I wish. Excuse me. I wish I could have been hyped for this because I've been waiting for this for a long time. But the lack of build up for Rack and the weak motivation, in my opinion, and the you are absolutely right in your opinion, in my opinion, and the opponent's Rack does this against are some random high rankers with almost no relevance to Rack as a character. Just disappointing all around for me. It would be cool. It would be cool to see Rack relevant now, but the way they got here just kind of sucks. W comment. I do something. I do things sometimes. Very well put, bud. Very well put. You are absolutely allowed to feel the way you feel about it. Ooh! Okay, Katakuri energy. We got some more smoke here, guys. Katakuri energy. Nitpicking. I knew because the first thing I read before I started reading, I saw nitpicking, so I knew it was smoke. Nitpicking. You complaining that Rat got caught? Fam. 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 If you were gonna bring Bomb in to save Rack when he was about to get caught the first time, just for him to get caught, even when Bomb lifts him into the air, and for 5 to 10 seconds, forget that Rack exists? I didn't even talk about that today. The manner of him getting caught was so asinine to me. Everybody, including Bomb, because let me put this in perspective for you if you didn't put this together. Bomb clearly understands that Rack is going to be a target. Otherwise, he would have not lifted him in the air when he popped his orb. Everybody on the battlefield that knows that Rack is going to be the main one to be attacked here, guys. Bomb, if Rack was of equal standing to Bomb, would Bomb have lifted him in the air with the orb? If Rack could fight in this 2v2, would Bomb have lifted him in the air? No. Absolutely fucking not. You would. That's weird. Why? Who would do that? If you're fighting a 2v2, why would you take control of another person? You wouldn't do that. So Bomb was mindful that Rack shouldn't have been here. You're telling me in 5 to 10 seconds, Bomb forgot that Rack existed after lifting him up in the air for him to get snatched? Execution. Execution, guys. It's called execution. Execution. This was executed terribly. This execution was shit. That's what I'm. It's the execution of it. It's shit. If you were gonna just get Rat caught, you should have just. You know what should have happened, guys? You know what should have happened? Bomb should have popped up as Rat got caught, attempted to fight, and then they would have. They could have put it together that hey, if you don't stop, we're gonna kill him, and then attempt to capture him. That would have made more sense than Bomb attempting to fight, forgetting Rack for 10 seconds for him to get caught anyway. And Bomb knows they not killing his friends, but he got caught off guard due to green guy hiding in the blood. Brack, excuse me, Bomb did not get caught off guard. If Bomb got caught off guard, he would have not been able to guard it. So getting caught off guards is cope. The attack didn't do anything to Bomb. Bomb has been mindful of Rack the entire time. I'm like I don't. If you establish that Bomb is aware of Rack's weakness, just for them to do one quick play, one quick play, one quick play, for Rack to get snatched up, like that's the execution. That's the execution of it. That's the execution of it. That's another minor thing you're bothered about, but let me see what else you dislike. Okay, Killmonger. Let's continue with whatever he's saying. Huh? Why would it be brought up? What are you talking about? Rack has not been in a situation that he realizes he is weak and seen as prey and that he is a burden. Excuse me? Excuse me? Being chased by Trom doesn't make you prey? Rack has been prey for a long time. Rack is not so. Rack is not smart, so his character tapping into the transformation in the heat makes sense. So I guess we're just gonna call Rack stupid. I guess we're just gonna call Rack stupid. So I guess we'll use. I guess we're gonna use this metric. This metric is one of the most in literature when you turn down the intelligence when you turn down the intelligence of a character to justify why things happen to them is one of the things that I hate the most that people say in literature, like this character is stupid, so he's just gonna have a rage moment. That's one of the most things I hate about something in literature, bro. You're dumbing him down. You're dumbing him down so he could have a rage moment. Okay. Yama is a whole different type of character. It's not just about Bomb dying. It's about Rack seeing himself as prey. Rack has been prey multiple times. Rack has been carried multiple times. I love you, but you don't understand Rack's character or why he transformed. I'm sorry, guys. I don't understand Rack's character. Show me where Rack sees himself as prey and forced to realize it. I already made my comment. I don't know. Getting chased by a whole family head might cause you to rage out and pretty much be pointless. I don't know. How about the many times that you've been basically used as leverage? I don't know. Being surrounded by high rankers that are stronger than you. I don't know. I mean, if Rack pulled it out to fight White, I mean that would have been decent. I mean, Bomb's life was threatened right there. Bomb could have died there, but he didn't feel like prey. Okay, exactly. How else could he awake his power if his knife is in a not in a life or death situation? These guys are they can't they're not serious right now, right? Um, I'm so I went in on Crisp so hard that I'm trying to temper I'm trying to temper going off anymore, especially since it's already been 2 hours. I want to make myself exhausted. He is not a smart character like Kun. Okay. His most important personality trait is to be proud, musclehead warrior. When was the last time that Rack has been a proud, musclehead warrior? When was the last time Rack has been a proud, musclehead warrior who actually made a difference? That is why he has become a comic relief for the most of the time. Some can complain why CU didn't develop a more complex personality for him, and I understand that, but this is different current personality of Rack. Excuse me. This is current personality of Rack. So make him awake his powers this way is most logical way. Him awakening his ancient powers is something that everybody knew would happen eventually. All I'm gonna say is this: please, just what I'm gonna say to you two, Rodrigo and Katakori. Please go watch the entire hour segment. I think I went on Chris' comment. I'm not gonna give you guys any more energy because it's way too triggering. I'm honestly exhausted myself a bit. This is the most I can reply to because that part of him not saying that he's never felt like prey is nuts to me. Um, but please go just watch Chris. Go watch the first part of this. I can't. Ya Queen Malu, Rack. Nah, I win. Nah, that's that's literally that's literally what that felt like. because I'm not trying to go off again. I spent the when I went off. When I went off on Christmas comment, guys, that literally lasted an hour. I'm not trying to do that again. I'm just trying to get through the comments. I'll give a little take and a little response. But everything I said to respond to that can literally be digested from what I said to Chris. So they didn't say anything that Chris wasn't trying to argue for. Flip says, I don't want to be that guy, but I don't really think something happened with CU. Excuse me. Flip says, I don't want to be that guy, but I really think something happened to CU after last break. Season 2 was just better in almost everything. Story, lore, character development. I liked the art in the last season more too. In all honesty, season 2 is better than season 3. I don't think anybody would say that. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Season 2 is better than season 3, especially at this point. Zenu with a one paragraph. Hold on.
Yep.
We gotta give Zenu a Don DeMarco. He gave us one paragraph this week. I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. Holy. All right. And he said this is a short comment to start. That's hilarious. That is actual comedy. This is a short comment, Mark. Rack is such a simple character that CU wouldn't even need too much to justify it, but he didn't even do the fucking bare minimum. Execution is everything, but the transformation paid off nothing. Last time anything native one ancient was brought up in regards to Rack was when he used the ancient spear. Was there something brought up there? I don't remember. That's it. How CU fumbled AA and Rack after hitting floor needs to be studied. 2023 ended on a really high note, but just 1 month into 2024, and I feel like the community sentiment is back when Bomb and White fought at the nest. What was said during those ancient spear? Remind me. I don't remember that. You'd think CU would learn his lesson, but he arguably created the new worst moment in Tog. Ooh, ooh, I ain't say that. I'm feeling it though. I'm not a Rack fan, but he deserves better. I did watch some of Naya's video too. We agree. We just agree. Man, me and I gotta get together one of these days. We agree on a lot of shit. Um, Even if CU retroactively explains in next chapter, all it would do is put a band-aid on internal bleeding. That was a gas saying. Okay, Zenu with the sayings. All right. Bomb is too strong to be put in any real danger against these bozos. Bomb having a weakness to extreme cold is a good touch and consistent to hitting floor with his sworn enemy, but he wasn't really injured, nor was he even in a good portion of his kit. Imagine if it was AA in danger instead of Bomb, it would make more sense. The nerfing of Bomb this chapter was it was honestly something I just looked over because I didn't even want to go in on it. People will say Bomb got caught off guard or Bomb was fighting slowly. The nerfing of Bomb this chapter is crazy to me, but I didn't want to touch on it. There was more important things happening. Imagine if it was. Oh, I said that. The transformation still would have sucked, but at least it would have been believable that Rack would think AA could die. The motivation would have meant more. I agree. I mean, Rack literally tried to fight Dumas, and he would have got one shot at it and never brought out the native one. But everybody forgets that, though. Rack literally tried to fight Dumas, would have got one shot at it and never pulled out anything. CU needs to get his shit together because this is not it. 5 out of 10 chapter. Lashute's panel was nice. Rack's native one form is cool. That's it. Hopefully Tower of Mid ends soon, and we can get back to Tower of God. W comment from Zenu. He kept it concise and precise. I love it. I love it. Analogies is the proper thing to say, Scythe. I just be talking. That's the proper thing to say. Honestly, I can see why recently, ever since you came back from the break, Tog hasn't been as popular before, especially on Webtoon. I hate saying that, man. I hate saying that, but you're right. All right, Borzy. Borzy, I know you're in the comments. You're in the chat. Borzy says that was exactly what I didn't want. Some bullshit ass transformation, and we gain nothing from it because Endorsey and Kun are still weaklings. Ooh. The only way to make this situation acceptable is if the branch has absolutely body rack. Holy, I don't think that's gonna happen, but that would be crazy. If Rack gets body, bro, I don't think Rack can come back from that. I don't think Rack can come back from it. If Rack gets body, yo, don't put that fall in my head. That's nasty. Don't do that. Um, Plus it still would be dumb. But why didn't CU use Dumas to de-escalate the situation? And the worst thing of it all, CU is blue balling us again. At this point, bro, like my and I don't mean this in a pause way, but like my balls are like purple because CU has been so much blue that it's purple. That's I've been purple balled. This shit is dark. It's dark over here. Okay, shit is bad. Shit is fucking bad. Oh man, been purple. We getting purple ball at this point, bro. Like shit is nasty work. Mac. Oh, it's Makorsky. It's Sikorsky. Sikorsky says that. Oh, sorry. Sikorsky says that things I agree that transformation thing logically. Excuse me. Number one thing I agree that the transformation thing logically that doesn't make sense. Two, CU doesn't care about power scaling of a character. Example, Yama suddenly fangs of some high ranker and is supposed to be at Robonon level. Not for him, that this is garbage. Damn, I didn't know so many people didn't like the fangs. You were the second person to say that. Oh no, that's Macy. Oh no, that's Macy from the from the Discord. Oh, you're the same person. Yeah, guys, Macy doesn't like the fangs boosting Yama, which I found to be interesting. If you were in the Discord the last 2 days, Macy's kind of been talking about this. He says that the fangs things for Yama as a boost was garbage. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I just think that's interesting. I wonder what you guys think about that. If you didn't see the conversation, um, Rack's transformation looks cool, but come on, man, bruh. If he could do this always, why the fuck he didn't do that earlier? You tell everybody the way everybody else sees it, he didn't have enough motivation. Wee Wee is a bozo. He didn't do any real damage to Bomb. Wee Wee is a bozo. He's a slow bozo. Lobo P branch hits are just underwhelming. Hope other families deliver better than these bozos. Six, looking back, excuse me, looking bomb stupid for the random rack power up. Oh, making oh you must mean making bomb look stupid for the random pack. Yeah, they made bomb look like shit just to make rack look good. Although ancient blood being the same level of no brain power up as Yama or essence of nothingness of Caliban. Wow. Why does Macy have my profile picture? That must be a glitch. I know this thing was loading slowly, so I don't know. He does have your comment. Why does it say that? That's funny. It must be a loading glitch. That's hilarious. Like I see it. This must be some type of glitch, bro. Holy, that's funny. Zenu, I mean, Zenu Scythe like who the fuck is that? Yo, that gotta be trippy. Scythe looking like who the fuck is that? That's not me. He hacked my shit. Glitches are hilarious, man. That's funny. Uh, Bro said, "Who the fuck is that? That ain't me. I ain't say that shit." Shit. Um, but nah, that's for whatever reason it didn't load. 6 out of 10 because of the art. This is an underwhelming chapter, but the worst chapter of the season would be the one focused on Yama Iracha versus Handcuff Guy. Oh, you talking about for the season? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Oh. Is this okay? So don't ignore the profile pictures, guys. This is obviously a glitch, and I'll just refresh it because it's obviously a glitch. Your profile picture is being on the wrong joint. There you go. Oh, it went to top comments in the newest version. Okay, here we go. There you go. Now it looks like it's supposed to. All right. Rodrigo says, "I love when everybody I love when everybody keeps shitting on Tog because they don't have answers or build up for the development of the characters and keep saying that is shit. So you should take a break or whatever. But when we get answers 1, 2, or 80 chapters later, is a masterpiece. Maybe they don't consider that a narrative can give you the answers and details later because the narrative asks that the origins of background or powers of Rack is linked to ancient history. That is linked to the lore of the tower and his war against the Great Warrior, something that will be developed later. So I really suggest that the people stop reading in stack chapters. Everything is better when you get the context in a long narrative arc. I read Tower of God for long enough to remember when everybody was shitting on Siu because Bomb attracted of a lot of talent regulars. Excuse me. Bomb attracted a lot of talented regulars and beautiful Zara princesses just because he was cute, and that was bad writing because the salty fandom couldn't consider him a naive, boring protagonist. Bro, you need a period in here somewhere, by the way. Because I'm going in, but with the I can't cover certain points because we keep going. But with the personality, a wood plank and no development, we get the first point of the development of Bomb literally 100 chapters later, and the nature of irregulars later too. But everyone considers that the best part, so stop making everyone's life miserable and take a break on Tog. Catch you later when the narratives have already gave the answers. So, Rodrigo, respectfully, I told you if you like the chapter, don't read this video. I'll leave that. I'll let that sink in for a second. Secondly, if I purchased a webtoon subscription to Tower of God, I'm purchasing it to read it weekly. Chapters released weekly. If you purchase from webtoon, you buy the tokens, you're expecting chapters released weekly. Telling somebody to wait, and not only somebody who has already read the series. Hold on, guys. Let me really put into perspective what he's saying right now. He is saying to us, we should wait with no guarantees on any of these plots or narratives getting figured out until the plots and narratives get written, until we read the series. You understand how that makes no sense, right? I don't care about the slight Zenu. It's whatever. Like, making everybody's life miserable is a choice, especially when I told you to not watch the video. So, bro can have his opinions. I don't. The slight is just it's comical because and this is what I mean when people get overly offended or overly a little sensitive about shit. You're absolutely allowed to feel the way you want to feel. I honestly don't give a fuck. First of all, you need a couple periods in there if you're gonna write a paragraph, bud. Secondly, you're telling people to stack chapters? That's your answer? I don't know if I've ever read that. I don't know if I've ever read that as an answer to cope with bad decision making in writing. Stack chapters. So I should quit Tower of God for 2 months and come back to it in 2 months when they're weekly releases. You do know the entire manga and manhwa format is meant to be weekly released, right? You do understand the whole system is built on weekly releases, right? You're supposed to structure your story around weekly releases, right? Do you know that? Are you kidding me? Are we coping for bad decision making so badly that we're talking about changing the structure of how the story is released? Are you serious, Rodrigo? It is one thing, and I've said this earlier. I told y'all I wasn't trying to get worked up again. It's that last little stupid part. It's one thing. It is one thing to wait 80 chapters for something to get fleshed out. Mind you, 80 chapters is a year plus. 1, 2, or 80 chapters later, that is a year plus. You and Crisp and you other guys in this comment section coping want people to wait 2 years. 2 years before certain narratives get fleshed out and answered. I was about to yell. I had to contain myself. We rated 7, excuse me, because Zenu said that something got mentioned during the ancient spear. I can't even remember what it was. Matter of fact, it'd be faster to do it on my phone. I'm on Wikipedia now. So I'm gonna go with the ancient spirit covers nothing about Vrak in particular and the native ones. So it's absolutely 7 years. So Rodrigo, you want me to wait 7 years? You 7 years before Vrak got anything in regards to his character. 7 years. It's not even just the 7 years. I understand that characters don't get developed every fucking day. I understand that. Characters don't get developed every week. Characters don't get developed every month. I understand that. You do understand that there's a thing called breadcrumbs. There's a thing called relevancy. There's a thing called working them into the story where it makes sense. Or take them the fuck out of it. You do realize that you could take him the fuck out the story instead of having around like a mannequin. Rack has been a mannequin. Rack has been a mannequin standing in the background with no real relevancy to anything. Again, we've said this. You can take Rack out of most of the situations at towards the end of season 2, toward most of season 3, and the narrative of where we are would not change because Rack has not been a factor. He's not been worked into the story to be a factor. He's standing in the background. He's the comic relief, as you guys have said. He's comic relief. Comic relief isn't essential to the story. Are you kidding me? Bro, these guys, do me a favor. Don't watch videos that are going to trigger you when I tell you not to watch it. You made your own life miserable. Like, that's just a weird thing to say. Holy shit, bro. I can't believe that guys like this, like, really, I don't want to say exist, but can say this shit with a straight face and think they said something. Like, actually think they did something. What part of the video is this? 2 minute and 37. So I'll tell him to catch it at 2:25. I'm trying to keep it respectful. It's comedic. Like, holy, like combat. How about whenever it comes to rankers or high rankers versus regulars, it's always I'm controlling my strength or I'm trying to not kill them trope. I'm not following or believing that shit. Yo, this is why high rankers are a joke. This is why high rankers don't get any respect. I don't know how you're calm right now, bro. I came in here wanting all the smoke, and honestly, I took all my frustration out on Crisp. And Crisp, again, I'm sorry. After that, reading people's bullshit is just because Chris wasn't disrespectful. He was trying to make a point, and that's fine. But Rodrigo was trying to be disrespectful and make a point, and he did not do either. Rich says, "CU boxed himself in the corner. The only way Rat could continue being in this arc was for him to get a power up. The complaints was that it makes no sense that Rat is involved in the high ranker fights, but there's no way for Bomb was going to protect Rat for the entire chess match." I agree with this, Rich. I will just say Rat just shouldn't have been involved. That's all, man. And I didn't think it would be two branch heads that made him, made this happen. Night Drux, I know you just said that you were. I think you were in the chat. What's your name? I think your name is something else in the chat. CU has been long gone since he started obeying the order of neighbor company in tune. Excuse me. Soon has been long gone. CU has been long gone since he started obeying the order of the neighbor company to tune down the gore, violence, and overall dark theme of Tog. Neighbor asked you to make Tog more family friendly. Eat a dick. I'm sorry, guys. They can eat a dick on that. It's not fucking shonen, bro. Family friendly or more easy story writing for kids and children's toddlers to follow the story. Basically, neighbor asks you to reduce the story complexity. That's why rankers seem like they have no brain in decisions. Is that really true? If that's true, then okay. If that's true, first of all, I need to do my research on that. So maybe I can do some research on that. Because if that's true, then that the original story would be adjusted, and I will be less critical if that's the case. Because when you flesh out a story, you can't like if you like if I take Tower Gods like One Piece in that everything was pre-written, meaning they wrote it backwards. I don't know if CU's done that, but I assume when you make a story this long, when you make stories like this long, you should write it backwards, meaning that you have like the later shit fleshed out. If this happened, it's hard. That's the like the counteract of that. If you have to change shit, that's what makes it difficult. Because you when you establish those things, it's hard to go back to change them when you wrote those first. So if that's what's happening here, I I get it. I can get it. Um, but I would have to do more research on that. I once read a comment from Korean webtoon server of Tog that said, "Hello, Sue. I'm your fan. I'm an elementary school student, fifth and sixth grader. Like, bro, elementary schools are reading Tower Guy. Even now, Tower Guy is listed as a comic for 12 years olds and above in Korean server." Bro, there was blood and gore in the first season. There was blood and gore in the first season. Why the fuck would this be a 12-year-old's? I'm having a hard time computing that. In the first season, there's been blood and gore. Why would it be marked as a 12-year-old? I haven't heard this before. It's rated teen on webtoon. That's fucking. So honestly, and this is me coping a little bit for CU. Again, I just said this, but guys, typically in really long stories, it's written backwards, meaning that they start with the ending to the beginning. But that whole concept does not work if you're forced to make changes. Because again, the earlier shit is the the most shit that you're familiar with first. Like, so if he wrote this backwards, going when you're starting to get towards the peak where you started and you have to make changes, it's very hard. So it kind of makes sense in a way to me. If that's what's happening, it kind of makes sense because certain shit in the story just don't make sense. The high ranker shit, Rack's development, I don't know if that necessarily has anything to do with it because that's a character development issue. That's not a gore or like a family friendly issue. So that doesn't crutch that doesn't put a bandage on that. If he had to manipulate things in a different way, okay. But for Rack's story and leaving crumbs on his story, I don't see how that affects it. I'm just saying for that. If he had to change things, I get it. If certain um chapters had to be changed, I get it. But they typically don't break it down into chapters. Like when you're writing a story backwards, you don't typically write it in chapters. You write it by the season. So you write it by or sometimes the arc, depending on who's doing it, but it's usually by the season. So and then when you get to it, you flesh out the season in detail. But okay. Um And Steve doesn't actually care to build side characters. He wrote selfishly in one of his blog posts, Bomb will always be the focus spotlight of the story. Did he really? I really never read those blog posts like you guys have. If he really wrote that, that would trigger the shit out of me. Honestly, if I read that in the blog post, Brack would have never been in my second favorite character if I read some shit like that. And again, I've said this earlier in the stream. I am more biased and more critical of Rack because it was my second favorite character. So I am a little bit harsher on him than I would be others. But I can't act like the shit wasn't bad. It wasn't manipulated in a bad way. All proper power up build ups will be given the bomb. Only other than bomb, CU has no idea how to give power to side characters that actually make sense. Uh, Nowadays, it's just power up of friendship and Deus Ex Machina. Oh lord, oh lord. Oh, what a day this has been. This has been one of the more controversial streams, probably the most controversial stream we've had. It's been fun. Um, all this energy I exerted this stream, guys, I'm fucking starving right now. Okay, I'm starving. I'm hungry, and I got to still go to the gym. Who, but um, I'm about to wrap up the stream, guys. It was entertaining, to say the least. To talk about all this, I don't necessarily agree with the guys. I've already said what I said about the chapter. There's nothing else I can really say about the chapter, guys. I've made my points about it. I told the people who shouldn't have watched it not to watch it. They watched it anyway and going to get triggered and comment. It's fine. I don't care. Um, Again, thank you, Cam, for posting the Discord link. Discord link is in the chat. We will discuss any further in the Discord. I think I'm all done talking. I think I talked enough this stream about everything that's been going on with this chapter. I don't have high expectations for the next chapter. By the way, I don't have high expectations. Um, I don't have high expectations. We'll just take it as it comes. Right now, CU is what is he? 0 for 3, 0 for 4. It's bad, but thank you guys for joining me. Sikorsky, Zenu, Cam, Scythe, Jay Cool. I know it's been a while since I've seen you. Sometime uh, I be doing stuff sometimes. I gotta give you an abbreviation. I know Daniel was in here. The Cam, of course. I think it's a Cam. The first man, Firsty. Appreciate you. Just want to make sure I try to get everybody. Borzy, Blanderin, Iron Man was in here a few times. I think I got everybody. I might have missed a few. I'm sorry if I missed you. A lot of comments to sort through, but thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the Discord if you're in there, and you guys have a good weekend. See you in the next review.